out of place. He knew the answer to every question, the square and cube of every prime, the name to go with every face, like he was king upon a throne. And we had nothing in common, nothing in common. My mother was convinced that I failed English out of spite. We had nothing in common, nothing in common. 30-some years later, I'm still tortured and amazed how David always got the answers right. But later on, I knew this kid. He was in high school, I think, had lots of friends and was the pride of the family. He'd punch my head, call me names, and make me feel like a dick. I would hide from him all day. But if I couldn't find a friend, which happened more than I'd have liked, I'd go where he was and sulk around him. He'd say, "You don't know how to throw, and just don't play your stupid songs," and then he'd toss the ball my way. And we had nothing in common, nothing in common. I thought he was a jerk, and who knows what he thought I'd be. We had nothing in common, nothing in common. 20-some years later, I'm so grateful and amazed by the little gifts that David gave to me. I knew this guy before I wed. He had a vision in his head of how his life would play out and how his dreams would come true. But he was stumbling, he was stalled, and every year I lay him hold. I just think back, he was the loneliest guy I ever knew. People think I'm failing, never understand these temporary setbacks are part of what I planned. And David had his vision, and David played his game. We have nothing much in common. We are more or less the same. Guy who met a girl, they fell in love, they had a cat, they got her home, he made a vow, he took her hand, and they lived happily ever after. Happily ever after. Here's to happily ever after.
Beautiful.
That was Italian, wasn't it?
This guy.